I'm going to mix things up and do something fun. Whether it gets views or not, it's just been on my mind. Here are some of my video game hot takes. Not only is Skyward Sword my favorite Zelda game, but I think pound for pound it's the best. It has the best story, the best Link in Zelda, it has the best combat where every single fight is a puzzle itself. Each dungeon is amazing, it has the best boss battles, and unlike a lot of people, I like the linear progression from the outside overworld transitioning into mini dungeons into the main dungeons. The only complaint I have is there was too many prison fights, but besides that, I love this. The Resident Evil remakes are unnecessary, and frankly, I like the originals better. Now, they're not bad by any means, but they were not needed, especially this one. Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games of all time, and is one of those games that I say is damn near perfect. Now, putting aside the Resident Evil 1 remake from the early 2000s, I can understand why they did 2 and 3, even though I didn't fall in love with them like a lot of people. They were updating the gameplay, but there was really no need for this remake, nor the changes that they did in the remake. Regardless of how good they may have been, they weren't necessary. Generation 2 is one of my favorite generations of Pokemon, but I also think it's one of the most poorly made ones. Explain to me how I'm plowing through the Elite Four with level 30 and level 40 Pokemon. Like, the progression of levels and difficulty is just all over the place, and it doesn't really get ramped up until you get to Kanto. And a lot of people talk about, oh, well, it's 2 games in 1 because we're getting Kanto with Johto, but you're getting like a half-assed version of Kanto. It's not even like Kanto, it's just like a shell of Kanto. Despite the fact that there are better Sonic games out there in terms of gameplay, and despite the fact that this game was buggy as all hell, Sonic Adventure 2 is still the best Sonic game. Sure, there might be a little nostalgia coming out of my mouth there, but I think in terms of what it did for the Sonic community, what it did for Sonic, and just overall how good and fun of a game it is, and it has, without a doubt, the best story Sonic ever had. So even though you can say some Sonics did certain things better, as a total package, this one's still the king. Both Samurai Showdown and King of Fighters are both better, well-made, polished, and balanced games than Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat. Really, when it comes down to the pinnacle of fighting games, right here, baby, these 2 series. And I love Mortal Kombat. I love it to death, but this is where it's at. And lastly, both Octopath Traveler and its sequel, as well as the Bravely Default series, are better JRPGs than anything that has come out in the past 10 to 15 years from any other series, even Final Fantasy. I play a lot of JRPGs, but when it comes down to it, these 2, they've been the best in the past decade or so. So those are just some of my hot takes. I want to know yours. Comment, stitch, duet. I want to know.